I had a website. It was more like a forum, and then that website was always getting hacked.
Wow.
The people that are doing very well in cybersecurity that didn't even go to university.
Oh, okay.
Some didn't study computer science. So when I see adverts saying that they want someone with background in computer science, it breaks my heart really.
Alright, my people, welcome to the first episode of my cybersecurity journey, navigating your cybersecurity career path to mastery. So, I'm so excited because we have a lot of experts in the cybersecurity field who we tend to interrogate. Most of them that rose from being just a newbie in the industry to being the expert they are today. Sometimes you might feel the journey is very rough and you wonder how people are doing it, and you also want to get inspired to do that as well. So we have a lot of experts in the field talking about their journey and how they rose above the challenges and the hurdles of the cybersecurity career path to being who they are today. So in the studio today, we have someone amazing who has just 16 years experience in the industry. That's an OG. So come with me, let's have this moment with Kris Tola. Please don't forget to like, share, and follow us on all platforms, Cyberpoint, and also ensure that you share this video who might be inspired to want to have their career in cybersecurity.
I'm so happy to have you on this podcast session.
Glad to be
Um,
here.
so I'm so glad. Sincerely, you're one of the people that actually inspired me in cybersecurity because during my early days in cybersecurity, I most especially I didn't actually know much about cybersecurity. What I knew was network engineering. I was preparing for my CCNA, and the company I was working for then was a partner to the company you're working for. And most times we come around as a sales engineer to your office, and we get a lot of trainings. The way you train, the way you speak, the way you enforce like is sort of confidence in us. You understand? Like, you can do it. You understand? It makes me feel that, oh, I can do these things. And most of the trainings we went through, or I went through during the time I had with you, then, really strengthened my knowledge in cybersecurity. And I just said that I have to have this podcast with you because I know this is your 16th year, even if no more. So you are an OG. You're an OG in this game. So, and we have a lot of people to inspire. We have a community of enthusiasts and cybersecurity guys coming up ahead. So, and that's why we're having this conversation. What we are talking about is navigating the path to cybersecurity mastery. And I believe if someone has more than 16 years in the field, is worthy of that conversation. So, let's meet Kris. Please, can you introduce yourself, Kris Tola?
Thank you. My name is Kris Tola. I love anything that has to do with artificial intelligence, machine learning, obviously, because that's a growing trend. And it's fascinating. The area of cybersecurity. I'm a cybersecurity evangelist. I like to talk about cybersecurity. I like to educate customers. I like to educate partners, educate users in general, because it's a part of everyday life,
Mm,
right? I see it as that. So I see it as my duty to enlighten people around me
mm.
so that they don't fall victim to bad guys. So yes, I'm against the bad guys. For everyone else who doesn't want to to do legitimate stuff in their life. So I love talking about cybersecurity in general and imparting knowledge to
Mm.
people.
Wow. Yeah, I can attest to that. Imparting knowledge is one of your things. So, the way we are going to go with this topic, navigating the path to cybersecurity mastery, is like looking at your experience from where you started from to where you are now. I think I think it will be a worthy experience to learn from, seeing the kind of things you've done in the past till now. A lot of people might not know you because you're an OG. I get. But looking at your background and your entry into cybersecurity, I would ask that what sparked your initial interest in cybersecurity, Was there a specific event or experience that ignited your passion for this field?
So I started as a tech support person, a help desk person,
Okay.
right? So I think that's why I'm kind of customer centric in my approach. But along the line, I had a website. It was more like a forum, and then that website was always getting hacked.
Wow.
Were hacking that website. I would spend countless nights, trying to investigate, check all the logs, reset password and stuff like that. It was really tough for me. So I realized that there was more to just web development, and there was a security part of it, and that security part of it was, you know, it cut across so many areas, not just web development itself. Like the guys who were attacking me were skilled in more things than just web development. So that means I needed to learn some networking as well. Because then cloud wasn't that big, but guys who were attacking had all those skills. They could script, they could program. Obviously, they were the masters at obfuscation. They could obfuscate, the attack payload, and you would be able to read it. You would see the scripts that they were running, but then they would have encoded it with the 64 or some kind of mechanism, which you then have to now use stuff like CyberChef to decode to see exactly what they were trying to run. So it got me interested in cybersecurity. So I felt like I owed myself that duty to learn and also to be able to counter them in the real world. And
Wow.
that was back in 2008.
Wow.
So since then, I had this keen interest in cybersecurity. I was a Cisco person. So I
Oh,
started looking more at Cisco routing and switching security part of it, security part of the CCNA, CCNP at that time. So that carried on. Those were the early days of Nokia Pix Firewall
oh
or
yeah.
Cisco bought them. So we were exposed to those
Oh,
Pix Firewalls at those times. Then Cisco ASA, and then on to Sourcefire before Cisco acquired Sourcefire. And HP tipping point before HP acquired them.
those
Those
are
technologies,
old.
just
Wow.
they keep getting acquired. I think eventually Trend Micro acquired one as well at some point. So it went on like that. It was more of network security
Mm.
first, and then later on, cloud security, and then I started to take it up as a challenge to be an evangelist for cybersecurity.
Wow. 2008. Where was I in 2008? I think I was in secondary school. Wow, that's very interesting. So, it's even the cyber attacks that even
Yes,
got
yes.
you interesting. Wow, that's very amazing. I have a lot of people, and also considering myself as well, as per educational wise. Some people think you need to get some certain level of maybe degrees and knowledge or certifications and all that. I would want to ask you, what was your educational background before entering the cybersecurity industry? And did you have any? Yeah, you had a computer science, tech support related and all that. But did you have anything related to maybe degree and anything like that before diving?
So yeah, I studied computer science
Wow.
from Babcock University, and at that time, uh, I was I was lucky to have some great minds around me. Some of them have gone on to do very, very great things in life today. Some are very, very popular. You probably even know them. Right. So that background really helped me, to be honest with you, because I didn't just study computer science for the fun of it. I lived it. I learned programming languages. Like I built applications. I built games.
Wow.
I built multiplayer games that AI could play. Human beings. Yes. Back then, I was talking about 2004. I graduated in 2004 then. So I had a very strong background
Oh,
in that, and that really helped me later on in life. Like I can pick up a programming language today, and in a few days I'll be able to grasp because I already have the basics. I have the foundational knowledge. One of my mentors in machine learning, Chigozie, my former classmate in school.
oh,
Yeah, he's a major. In fact, he's speaking at an AI event today. I was able to join because I was here at
oh,
at
wow.
Victoria Island. Yeah, so that background really really helped me. cybersecurity as well, because we've seen the way cybersecurity is going right now. If you want to be really, really deep in the defense part of it, you have to learn some coding, right?
Mm,
Python scripting, Python, scripting and stuff like that. And you need to understand how those programming languages are structured, databases, and that background really, really helps. But it's not a, it's not a major barrier
barrier,
to
okay.
entry. The people that are doing very well in cybersecurity that didn't even go to university,
Oh, okay.
some didn't study computer science. So when I see adverts saying that they want someone with background in computer science, it breaks my heart really. But it just limits, access to skilled resources that you really need to solve your problem.
Mm,
Because a BSc would not solve any company's problem. We know the way Nigerian system works. You have graduates in computer science, they've never worked on a laptop. Some people don't even know any programming language, right? So that basically just reduces the amount of people that you can interview and get the value from. So I think employers need to step down on that. I think if first degree is good enough,
mm,
but even that shouldn't be a
maybe
major barrier. It's the skills that people need to start looking at, not the educational background. Education is very good, but when it comes to modern cybersecurity, the attackers, for example, they probably don't even have a BSc. Some of them don't even have any secondary education. But these are the people that are making us, work over time, right?
mm,
So defenders should not have a higher barrier of entry when attackers have very, very low barrier and they're extremely good at what they do. So most of the people that went to school, even PhDs, will struggle against these guys because they are totally hands-on,
mm.
right? So the education should not be a limitation for them. I have a background in computer science, which helped me. It doesn't mean that someone else cannot do
Yes.
better than I
Yeah,
have done.
that would have that would have been the question I would have asked. That what if someone doesn't have that background in computer science and all that? Will he still be able to survive in cybersecurity field or as a career? But I think you
Definitely.
you, you answered that.
Yeah, definitely, because like I said earlier, is the interest that matters, right?
Mm.
If you're interested in something, nothing will dissuade you, right,
Oh,
from doing it. You want to achieve it. So someone has mentored you, or you encountered something and made a decision to go after it, right? So nothing will stop you. It's what you learn and what you practice and what you're able to show that you can do that gets you really far in cybersecurity, not the degrees and the certifications.
thank you for that insight. So going straight to career progression and skill development. I would ask that what were some of the most significant challenges you encountered in your career progression, and how did you overcome them?
So I think for me, the major obstacle was time because I got drafted into pre-sales early, and pre-sales is similar to solution architecture.
When you say prisons, for the sake of your
Yeah,
audience,
so
what's
so
the role of?
pre-sales is like the middle person between the technical team and the sales team. So this person has to uh, talk to customers and design solutions, listen to the customers' issues, and come up with a solution basically that works. The framework, the workflow on how to solve that problem. So that means the person needs to be vast. The person needs to read wide. The person needs to understand multiple technologies. Foundational technology like cryptography, VPN, network security. You have to understand a lot. Cloud security. Be able to put a solution together. And design takes a lot of time, right? When you work as a pre-sales person or a solutions architect, you don't just close by 5 o'clock. It's
Mhm.
probably when you start working.
Oh, that's true.
That's probably when you start working. So you have RFPs to develop or to respond to, and then they have the sales guys breathing down your neck. So time was a very, very big factor for me. I didn't really
So
have
you work
enough
two for
time.
7.
Yes, so
Wow,
I had to learn. I had CBT nuggets, videos to watch. I had YouTube playlists to watch, but there was not enough time.
because you need to always develop yourself, have knowledge
Yes,
about
yes. So that time
current.
was one of them, and time was best spent in the office because in the office you have lights, you have internet, you have AC. Because back then, all these things they were luxury, right? It wasn't really available like this. So you had to stay overnight in the office. You had to sleep in the office in
Wow.
some cases to get that knowledge. Yeah. So those are some of the challenges then that don't necessarily exist right now. Because by the time you get home, there's no light at home. Like the light was really, really bad. Internet was really, really messed up at that time. And then, of course, time is what it is. Lagos traffic and everything. So it was a bit difficult at that time. But what I've realized is, if you want to achieve something, you have to be willing to pay the price, right?
Mm,
So you have to sleep back in the office. You have to sacrifice other things. You must make out time for something you're interested in,
mm.
knowing that that thing's going to get you out of a lot of trouble eventually if you able to achieve it. And I'm glad I was able to navigate that. Do my work as it were, and then also gain some knowledge that helped me to go further in life than
Wow,
where I was.
that's very interesting. So even apart from being a research team, um, do you think other areas of cybersecurity are also time consuming?
Yeah, not every area. So it depends on which area of cybersecurity that interests you. So if you're going to be doing the less technical roles like vulnerability assessment, internal audits and stuff, yeah, those are not so time consuming. But of course, there are some certifications so that they need to write, which
Mm,
are time consuming. Certifications take time,
okay.
right? But the problem is after passing those certifications, you now need the experience. You need to use those tools. If you're doing vulnerability management, for example, you want to use stuff like maybe Tenable or Police or stuff like that to really hone those skills. So you need time to still.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned something, one of the things that inspired you into cybersecurity, which was that you have a website and they kept disturbing you and all that, and that opened you up to the world of cybersecurity and started. And I believe that we all have our grace moments, which is that there will be a time there will be a point in time in our lives that we'll do something, and that thing would, would announce us, and we just start flowing in that dimension of grace. So, can you just share a specific incident or case you worked on that significantly impacts your career?
So there was this organization I was working for. That was the third company I worked, and they signed up a new solution at that time. It was called Sourcefire. Sourcefire were responsible for snot rules and the rest. They used snot rules and the rest. It was a top network security solution at that time. So I got introduced to it. I had traveled to Uganda to deploy some other solution and
Wow.
then found that we were also deploying Sourcefire for them. So I had to go through the training myself. I had to be certified in that Sourcefire. That Sourcefire really, really introduced me to a whole new level of next generation firewall. So it was more like a next generation IPS.
Mm,
So that next generation technology really propelled me because having that knowledge, having that experience, really opened up other doors for me, and I believe that was one of the things that got me to where
wow.
I started currently working with that experience. Even though it's not exactly an IPS that I do right now, but that
That opened,
foundation, was
opened the
there,
door.
yeah, for
Wow.
me. So
That
it was that source fire, which is now Cisco Firepower.
wow.
Yes, so that was it. That was it.
Wow, that's very interesting. And talking about certification, there's been a lot of debate between obtaining a degree
Mm.
and getting a certification. You talked about certification where you're speaking that you have to do some level of certification and all that. Is certification enough, or um, is certification enough in cybersecurity, or one still has to obtain some level of degree before you can have that level of validation that you're a cybersecurity engineer or something?
So I think for some years now, I would say certifications that they've overtaken degrees to a large extent.
Like,
I'll give you an example.
okay,
Give you an example now. CISSP, which is one of the most important certifications in cybersecurity. If you want to be a top manager,
mm,
right? In some schools, for example, CISSP could take about a year or two off your course time. So if you're supposed to study cybersecurity for like 4 years, I mean CISSP in some schools right now, you can reduce that your tenure to only 2 years to get the degree.
wow,
Right. So in some schools, CISSP is as good as a master's degree. Yeah, in some organizations. So that's how
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
level of
yeah.
that's how advanced certifications are right now. And when it comes to practical knowledge, you rather want to have someone that can defend their certification than someone that can defend their degree, because degrees don't really add a lot of value to some areas of cybersecurity. Right. So it's very so there are degrees in cybersecurity right now, masters in cybersecurity. Those are quite relevant. But then there are certifications that cover most of what's
And they are up to
yeah,
date.
and they're up to date. Yeah. So certifications are mostly updated. You already know
Updated.
they expire too.
Yeah.
So you have to,
But you have a correct
keep renewing
knowledge.
the exactly. But degrees are one of you could graduate 10 years ago and not even remember a single thing in class, and you still carry the degree around. The certification, you have to continually
Renew.
you renew it. So I
Yeah.
would go with lean more towards certification. But really more for me, not the certification itself, it's the training and the skills that you've gotten in the process of trying to get that certification. So I'd rather have someone that has not gotten the certification but has the skills than someone that has the certification and not the
No,
skills. Because then there's no value.
there's no value to that. Wow. Thank you. I would have had asked additional questions to that, but I think we should just move because of our time. So, talking about specialization and expertise, in what specific area of cybersecurity did you choose to specify? I think you've spoken about that, which is pre-sales, and why?
So I was more interested in network security. So that's that I had a Cisco background. So it was more from, and that's one advice I would give anyone going to cybersecurity. Right, if you want to go into technical cybersecurity now, so, you should understand networking. Right, understand networking fundamentals is very important, because that really helped me with network security. Network security, you can apply yourself in almost any field of cybersecurity, including cloud security. Right, understanding scripting, understanding programming languages even makes it better for you. So I started as a network security engineer, then I moved into technical sales, which meant I had to have an idea of almost everything. Like I should be able to understand, to have an idea of almost everything in cybersecurity, not to go deep, but at least to go wide.
Why? Wow.
So that which was what I did. So from network security, I had to pick up a bit of everything there and here and there, so I can talk to customers more, assist in the meeting from beginning to end. I can understand about 90% of what the customer is saying, right?
Definitely.
Which is where I am right now.
I also started with network engineering, then moved to network security. Because me, I believe that without connectivity, there is no, there's nothing you're securing. So, which is very important. So, um, looking into industry insight and advice, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting out in their cybersecurity career?
For someone that is just starting out, especially if uh, they are not currently working,
Mm,
right? Someone that is not currently working, they
like
don't have a job
maybe
yet.
someone that wants to transition from maybe is into maybe social
Science
management or know that, or is into trading, anything, but is also educated, but he wants to transition. Or what
transition.
advice? Or someone that just graduated from school, but they are coming new to cybersecurity.
The first thing is to develop interests.
Okay.
It's very important. You can listen to podcasts like this one, listen to talk shows, read news on cybersecurity, see if you're interested. Because it's very difficult to, because I've had a lot of people, come to me for mentoring, and somewhere along the line, they deviate and they're no longer serious. It's not because they're not serious, because they didn't really have the interest. Because they just got carried away with the hype, and
They
then
saw $60,000.
yes, people are making money in it, and then you don't have the interest. But if you have an interest in something, that interest drives you, because you need to be dedicated for a while for you to achieve results, right? You need to be consistent for some time. So that interest is very important. You can get that interest by listening to people, attending webinars, attending podcasts, attending shows. When you have that interest in cybersecurity, I would strongly advise to get someone to mentor you. That
Mentorship.
should be the first step. Get the mentor, so that you can go online and start reading about courses and stuff like that, but you don't want to waste your time. When you have a mentor, you're like someone holding your hand to cross the road, right? So the person has already been there and just tell you, this was what I did, but it's not working right now. Don't do this. You can start from here, because they can see they live it every day. So get someone to mentor. If you can't get a mentor, get into groups, get into forums, ask for a mentor, ask questions. Somebody will come to volunteer. Someone that is just a few months or years ahead, steps ahead of you that will
Or he has
help
the
you into
knowledge.
the game. But you need someone to hold your hand. So to get a mentor, the mentor will advise you on which trainings to go for, take, right? Mentor could also provide you resources, links, uh, books or videos that can help you to learn. As you're learning those courses, you're building a lab, you are giving feedback to the mentor, you are asking questions. Mentor can respond to you. You can ask these questions online also, or you can ask actually, but it's not the same as having a mentor. Like I have a mentor in artificial intelligence right now. I have a question, I can call him directly or chat him up and get a quick response that I will not get online. I
Mm,
will not get from artificial intelligence. I will get from a real human being who has been there.
mm,
And that response is gold. It's like it's what more than it's not something that money cannot buy. Right. So it's
mm,
very important to have a mentor, and from the training part, you decide to take a certification if you want to. But before then, your mentor can help to fix you up in internship positions where you can practice what you have learned. So you have a lab, gone through several exercises. Now you have to practice them to get used to them. So when you practice them, in the process of practicing them, you can start updating your resume because after training, you need to go on LinkedIn
mm-hmm.
or go to
Networking.
have some social media presence where you can put yourself out there. Even though you're a learner, even though you're a beginner, put it there that you're a beginner, put it there that you're an enthusiast or you are learning or you're a student. Put it out there and put out your works, put out your activities, things you've achieved. I've been able to, capture the flag successfully. I scored X amount of points on
Mm,
this, hack me or try hack me or something. Put all those things out. Let people see that you're actually working hard, and then you can then do the certification. You can start with certified in cybersecurity, which is quite basic. Shows you all the cybersecurity domains which you can learn with foundational knowledge. Then you can then move into security plus or
computer
CISA
security.
plus, or you can go, that's CYSA. Go into SOC. So you can go into offensive security, go to stuff like CH or CSP, to give you that inroads into that field. But then if you want to go into the security management, you want to be a GRC, you want to be a top auditor, you want to go further in that career, you can then stuff like CISA, CISM, CCSP, CISSP, which is
The other
there are
part about that.
several certifications, but trust your mentor
Mm-hmm.
to guide you the right way. You can have several mentors. It doesn't have to be one person, but you can trust your mentor. Update your LinkedIn profile. Put yourself out there. Volunteer if you can. Volunteer if you can. If you're already working, it's easier for you. Even if you're in sales or marketing or HR, start going to your IT department. Go and visit. Go and make friends there. Talk to. Let them be your mentor. Let them tell you what they do. Ask them how you can help them. It's they are always very busy, so it's difficult for them to be teaching you the basics. Some of the basics you have to learn on your own. You have to bring yourself up to a speed where someone can help you
Mm.
and not feel like you're dragging them down.
Yeah.
Right. So bring yourself to that level so that they can then see your interest. We said there are about 3.4 million cybersecurity vacancies across the world. Yeah. So at some point, your community is going to have a vacancy. Your IT security guy is going to leave to another company or travel out of the country. So there will be a vacancy at some point. And guess who they will be looking at? You. Because you've been interested, you've been coming around, you've shown interest, and they can see that you can actually do stuff around it. So they can train you, right? So it will be very easy for you to switch if you're already in an organization that is using cybersecurity solutions. Try to put yourself out there. Let them see that you're interested. Let them see what you can do. And we're talking about something that can happen within 3 months or six
Mm.
months. We're not talking about 2 years, right? So within 3 months, you can move from zero to 3 months is even a lot. Within 1 month, they can begin to see that you are really, really ready and you've covered a lot of ground. 4 weekends can make a lot of difference in your life.
Mm.
Saturday and Sunday, evening to study. And before you know it, you're showing them the skills that they would like to see and they can start considering you for serious roles in the future.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for that insight, and you've spoken a lot. You've touched different areas. You touched mentorship, community, networking, being inquisitive and showing interest, and not just showing interest, being persistent about your interest. Because at the end of the day, it will be stretchy. It will be stretchy. Some people will just show interest now within 1 month. You can't find them again. And mentor. Okay, you spoke of mentorship and all that, and also showing yourself outside there, what you're doing, so that people can also look into what you're doing and doing that. Thank you so much for your time.
Happy to
Really
do
appreciate you. The community and our audience also appreciate your, and this actually valuable insights you've given to us and all that. I think next time we'll have you talk about something else, probably artificial intelligence, machine learning that you're interested in. I see that you have a lot of interest in that, and I always follow you back to back.
it. Excellent.
So thank you, and this will bring us to the end of this episode of Cyberpoint podcast. Join us every Friday. We post our podcast link on YouTube, for YouTube, Facebook, and almost every social media platform. Follow us on all social media platform and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.